Hello, I'm Toycat, and I've recently received a very interesting DM from the Minecraft community manager in the UK, Megaspud, who said that one of the test engineers for Minecraft had found a pretty awesome seed that they thought I might be interested in. They showed me this screenshot and they said, here's the seed, and I honestly was so intrigued by this image, I had to check it out, and that's why I figured why not show off one of Minecraft's most interesting seeds that might be great for speedrunning in today's video. The seed, if you are curious, is on screen right now and was found by the test engineer Reko, so thank you very much Reko. Maybe it's Rico, but for sending in this seed, I do appreciate it, but let's see if it is any good. So now we've spawned in, and I can say, hello, I'm Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft, which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way, and let's check out this particular seed, because I am hyper curious just from that one screenshot. I need to see what's going on there, and I also want to see the rest of the seed, because as you all do know, a seed is not made or broken based on a single feature, but often a lot of other features can turn it from a pretty good seed to an amazing seed, or from a, good seed one feature to one that you don't really want to check out. And yeah, this seed is immediately promising because not too far from spawn, you can see it with most render distances actually, you can see the village that was spoken about in that screenshot already. So just this distance away from spawn, which admittedly is a couple hundred blocks, but that far from spawn, which I always mark the beacon, to the village is, again, it's within one view. You can see it very easily. Head to the east on the map just in case you can't, and you'll find yourself something very interesting. It's a Minecraft village, a pretty big one at that, interspersed with a ravine. So if we put the map into our left hand, then we can look at the ravine and we can give it a better, glimpse, because here you can see the ravine that's going through the village is not just going through the village, it's going through the Stronghold. The Stronghold just so happened to spawn in the exact same place as this village, which is really, really, really quite an astounding thing to see, but it's also really handy, like they mentioned, for speedrunning because of the fact that it means that if you want to get to your Stronghold, there's no digging down, there's none of that. If you want to get into your Stronghold, here's how the process works. I mean, assuming you're fine with taking full damage, you can jump in like that. Assuming you're not fine with taking full damage, you can see how there's water just over here. So all you have to do is head to this village and be like, oh, I'd like to be in my Stronghold now. Jump down literally like this, then go down a few blocks, break a single block inwards, and now look at this, you're in the Stronghold. That's all it takes to do to get to your Minecraft Stronghold, but it's even better than that. Even though this is a village combined with a ravine, a super wide ravine by the way, like it's not often you find ones this wide, but a super wide ravine with a village with a Stronghold, but it gets better than that because if we head in this direction, so I recommend breaking through the wall just over here and then going down this little staircase over here, then taking a right turn and just keep on going forwards, and you'll find that eventually there is a end portal, as we all expect from Strongholds, but this is a particularly good end portal because it has 4 IF enders in there. That is a very, very lucky find. The odds are hard to, precisely nail down because there's 12 different chances, but every one of these end portal frames has a 1 in 10 chance of spawning with an IF ender, so having 4 of them is almost a 1 in 10,000 chance. So that's super great. That means if you are going to try to kill the Ender Dragon, you only need to get 8 IF Enders as opposed to 12, and given how long finding IF Enders can take, that's a really great thing to find. But then it gets even better because there's an Ender Pearl right outside the end portal. So that means that you really only need to get 7 Ender Pearls. But it gets even better because if you go to this entrance right here, which admittedly is hard to get into because there's some stone blocking it, all you have to do is place a few blocks up from here, climb into the Stronghold here, then go left over here, up here, right there, etc. But then what you'll eventually find is something amazing. It's another Ender Pearl, 2 free Ender Pearls in the Stronghold in addition to the 4 you get from the portal. That's really fun by itself, but it gets even better because guess what? You keep heading in that direction and you'll eventually find yourself an abandoned mineshaft. So this isn't just a ravine combined with a Stronghold, a really good Stronghold, like one of the best ones we found in a very long time in Bedrock, a really good Stronghold, a really good ravine, and a pretty fun big village, but also there's an abandoned mineshaft mixed in there. And obviously if you search this mineshaft long enough, you'll start to find chests which contain the rails which you might like, but also things like name tags, a few bits of bread. Again, not useful for a speedrun, but useful if you're playing Minecraft Survival and you just love the free loot. And yeah, you'll see that this mineshaft and this Stronghold intersect in multiple different places in really strange ways, at least in my opinion. I mean, you don't often see like, oh yeah, you're going down the mineshaft hallway, and then it turns out there's a Stronghold blocking it, so you have to dig down to get past it. It's very strange, very weird stuff, but it is a thing that you can totally find on this seed. Look, oh, it happens over here again. there's literally a corner created by this world because the stronghold goes through the mineshaft, so it leaves just the very side here. It's super weird things, and what it does tell us actually, something you don't often get to find out, is that clearly what happens is mineshafts generate first, and then the strongholds generate over them, because otherwise this mineshaft would generate through the stronghold, but no, the stronghold generates over the mineshaft, so now we at least know the order of the two. You can never have a stronghold or an end portal overwritten by a mineshaft, even though you can by a fossil, as we've shown off a very long time ago. But yeah, fun fact, isn't that kind of wild? So yeah, we have a Minecraft seed which really cuts out your work by halving the number of ender pearls you need to find, which is really great for speedrunning. It's one of the better seeds that has been found for Minecraft Bedrock. If you don't know, although Minecraft Java has perfect seeds with 12 IF enders intact, Minecraft Bedrock has fewer seeds, and therefore it's very, 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 very unlikely we'll ever find one of those seeds, or even a seed with 11 IF enders or 10 IF enders. So finding 4 plus 2 in the stronghold is pretty good. It's not the peak we'll ever find, but it is a really good find so far. But then it gets better than this, because if you are speedrunning, although having half your work cut out is really nice by itself, you also get a little bit more cut out, because if you deep dive into this ravine, you'll be able to find iron all over the place. As you can see, coal in case you need to smelt it, as well as for torches, coal, iron, coal, iron, etc. Because it's such a big ravine, it covers so much, and there's little caves going off that where you can find apparently endermans sometimes, but most importantly, I mean, I guess the enderman's more important, but you can find endermans sometimes, and you can find more iron, more coal, all the good stuff in here. And because this ravine even goes down to diamond layer, as most in Minecraft Bedrock seem to, that means that you're going to be able to find even some lapis and more gold, stuff like that down here, because there is easy access to a lot of caves around here. So yeah, if you want to start diamond mining and you don't want to do the whole staircase down, all you have to do is, get down to this layer, and then you just have to start branch mining in any direction, and you'll find yourself, it seems as though even more iron, but you'll eventually find yourself some diamonds, which in my opinion is real nice. So yeah, we've got the basics of a mine made by the game for us. Really cool little feature. Also, it's worth noting, because at least currently in Bedrock, this might not always be true, this is the thing that will always work, but because there's water here, it means if you want to do 1x1 mining, it is technically possible right now. So yeah, this one find is astounding. It might be worth starting this whole thing up just based on this one thing, because it is a really great find. But what if you need other things in either your speedrunning seed, or you just want a good seed with some other nice things to settle down with? Because you'll notice how the plains biome between here and spawn, even though I reference our plain biome, are really, really good biomes to settle down in, generally speaking. In this particular case, it's not the perfect one because it's not very flat. It's great for speedrunning in that regard because you don't need perfectly flat. It also means you can find Endermen really easily because there's a desert to the north here, which again makes it easier to find them because they can't be scared away by the rain, etc. So it's really good in that regard. But if you want a flat ground to settle down in, then what you'll want to instead do is head the other direction from spawn over towards this savannah. Because what you'll find here is a savannah village, which is nice by itself. Maybe you want to stay close, maybe you want to avoid it. That's your decision to make. It does seem as though it blends the tiniest bit into a plains biome, so there's a single plains villager chilling with all the savannah dudes too, which is always a fun thing to find. And again, we're eventually going to find a jungle seed based on that and get jungle villagers, I hope. But yeah, interesting enough, also here you get a pretty nice flat ground next to the village. And in case this one's not good enough, you're like, well, I don't like that it's plains, there's a really nice desert one over here too that is pretty extensive and really easy for you to fix and make bigger too. So yeah, there's a lot of like flat-ish surfaces on this seed, especially when it comes to the desert. But if you don't like the desert, there's the savannah over there as well. But then, let's say you are doing a speed run. Let's say, like me, maybe you want to do a speed run of not just the main boss in Minecraft, the Ender Dragon, but maybe you want to do all 3 bosses or all 5 bosses, depending on how you count bosses. Well, then you're probably going to need to find one of these guys. This is an ocean monument, and obviously if you want to kill Elder Guardians, you're going to need to find this. Obviously, after the update to Aquatic, killing Elder Guardians is harder to do really, really fast, so you're going to need to get in here, you have to find them. You have to do that probably after finding a waterproofing potion, but, you be the boss of yourself. There's a few ways to get those easier if you really want to. But yeah, what you can do is you can come here, you can kill your Elder Guardian, but then you're going to want to go to the Nether. And while going to the Nether is usually done in speedruns by just finding a big lava pit and then making your portal using 2 buckets, one for water, one for lava, and you can totally do that over here. Or you can find these ones a little bit below the surface, kind of close to spawn. Again, you can see how the spawn is literally just over there, and there are the 2 lava pits, just near that pillager outpost also, by the way. But yeah, one of the things that I would recommend is just using the lava at the bottom of the ravine. So it's usually really, really, really unadvisable to use, like ravine lava because it's so low down, and it means that if you are going to make a portal down here, things will usually happen badly. But if you're lucky, and if you can stop water coming in here, but if you are lucky in this particular case, you are, then what the game will end up doing is spawning you over here. As you can see, even though we went way down into that ravine to place our Nether portal, and even though that means we have linking issues from there on out, where we're going to always end up just at the bottom, which might be a big enough issue for you to want to go up the surface, but if you're only going in and out a few times, like to speed somewhere or whatever, if you're going out regularly, this will obviously have downsides, then you can, again, you're right here in the Nether, and you're not that far away from, again, if we head this way, about a couple hundred blocks, then you're going to find yourself the nearest Nether fortress, and it's a pretty interesting one too, because it's in this little area right here. But yeah, as you can see, we can get access to the Nether Fortress immediately, which is great because we're going to find wither skeletons, we're going to find apparently Enderman too, but we're going to find access to all those sorts of things. And given that you literally need to find blazes even to defeat the Ender Dragon, then that's kind of a handy little thing. So yeah, this is terrifying to look at because, I mean, one bad hit and then you're knocked off the entire thing. But on the other hand, it means you can see the entire Nether Fortress from one place, or pretty much the entire thing. And it means that killing everyone in here and killing all the wither skeletons, trying to get those, wither skulls, is going to be a lot easier for you. So yeah, here is the Nether Fortress. It's really cool because it's generated in the middle of, again, a giant ocean. And although there are some enclosed areas, there are some parts, again, the place we found just over here, where it's kind of more safe. In reality, this is a good speedrunning seed because even though you take risks, you save time in exchange for those risks. And that's what speedrunning is all about. You know, you might fail on the first, the second, the third attempt, but if the fourth attempt is faster because of it, then it's totally worth doing. So yeah, we've now shown off that this seed is really great when it comes to the Stronghold, defeating the Ender Dragon. It's great for the Wither because of the way that Nether Fortress spawned in. It's great for the Ocean Monument, the Elder Guardian. But what about the other two bosses that you might count? Again, most people count those free as the free original bosses of Minecraft, but you might also count the Pillager Raids. And fortunately enough, like I mentioned earlier, there is one of these guys right near spawn, so you can come here very early on. You can kill the guy with the banner. You can start that pillager raid. You can also get some dark oak logs if you want, as well as some carrots. I mean, high quality stuff right here, right? There's also 1/3 of a water bucket if you really want it to be that way. But yeah, you can see how that's the pillager raid sorted, and that only leaves the issue of the Woodland Mansion, the head illager, the evoker, the vindicator. How are you going to kill him? And the answer to that question is kind of sad because you have to go to at least minus 15,880 and then 3,978, which is quite a distance to go. 15,000 blocks you can't do in a speed run. But if you go via the Nether, then all you have to do is head about 2,000 blocks plus 400 on the Z-axis. So all you have to do is head this number of blocks over to here via the Nether, which you can do while killing wither skeletons, because you can search from, Nether Fortress to Nether Fortress, killing more and more of those. So kill the wither over here, inside the Woodland Mansion if you really want to as well. But yeah, you can then use that as your way to seriously reduce the distance, which means that even though this isn't the ideal placement, ideally it would be near spawn, it's very easy to come by, it can be done as part of the run, and it's worth the tiny downside, in my opinion, because of all of the upside you get later. Also, it's worth mentioning it's got one of these rooms where you get the secret chest, presumably of diamond hose. Oh, in this case, 2 bits of iron. Presumably with a diamond. No diamond hose today, so if you don't like wasting your diamonds on hose, then we've got some good news for you here. But yeah, it's a place where you will find that last 5th boss, assuming you count 5 instead of 3. Assuming you count 3 instead of 2. Instead you count 2 instead of 1, because the wither's kind of like a different kind of thing. But yeah, you can break in the side of here, or you can go in normally, and you can find your normal evoker, Johnny dudes, or the much more scary, and actually counts as a boss, the Evoker. Is it the Evoker? Yeah, it's the Evoker. I get the Evoker and the Vindicator mixed up. I know, I'm terrible. You play Minecraft, but you don't even know the name between the different white dudes that you only find in this one structure and the Pillager Raids. I know, I'm terrible. But yeah, basically, you can find them here. Also, you might be able to count, I'm not sure how you would do it, but you could argue that because the Evoker's in the Pillager Raids, you don't even need to come here. But either way, it's nice to know you've got a Woodland Mansion, just in case you need one. Maybe you want to do a recycling project that is taking you literally years to complete. Maybe that's your goal with that one. I don't know for sure. I just know that this seed is pretty great, and you're going to want to check it out, which, like we always say at the start of Seed Sunday, is the whole goal of the series. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do like it if you did like it, share if you liked it, and turn on those notifications if you want to see more videos and seeds. And even eventually when I do because I want to do the all 5 boss speedrun, or all 4, 3, whatever number I believe community consensus is. I think 5 personally, so we'll do the all 5 boss speedrun. And yeah, if you want to see that, make sure you turn on notifications. Big thank you to reko, R-E-K-O, for sending in this seed from the Minecraft test team. It's pretty cool. I've had a few messages from Minecraft staff of various forms being like, oh yeah, it's like that. Or, you know, I've watched, you know, the No Minecraft Without X runs, and it's cool that a lot of people who make the game enjoy seeing my videos on the game. So thank you to anyone in the Minecraft staff who enjoyed this video, and please do send in any seeds you have, whether you are Minecraft staff or not, because I love seeing seeds that push things further. Obviously, a lot of people just send me seeds where like, oh, there's a nice mountain here, or like, oh, there's a rare ice spike biome, only 2,000 blocks from spawn. But what we're currently looking for is super crazy, you know, taking things above and beyond. So stuff like that jungle, you know, villagers, but on a non-jungle villager seed, kind of like the swamp thing, or like more than 3 blacksmiths, or, you know, things like that. If you find anything that helps us push forwards our understanding of seeds, that's what I love to find. But if you have anything else too, please do send it in, because I love a good speedrunning seed. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.